That's more of the enthusiasm I was looking for. I would love to introduce you guys to Cherami Leigh and Landa!
I'm sorry, I was really distracted by your amazingly beautiful voice.
I know.
Thank you.
You started talking and immediately Cherami and I were like, oh. Oh. Can I just do one thing?
Yes?
How you guys doing?
Come on, New Zealand.
How you guys doing? That's right, I'm gonna be super loud because if we have to be energetic, guess what, guys? You have to be energetic.
So the more you give, the more they give, and vice versa. So
There you go.
give and take, and give and take,
Sounds
and give and take. We'll start the questions now. Yeah. Have y'all got questions? Come on. Yes. Hello.
Hey, if you could have any power from Charlotte, what would it be?
Ooh. Have you seen Charlotte yet?
I've seen a little bit.
Okay. So, if I could have any superpower from Charlotte, it would probably be to... That's a tough one. I've always wanted the ability to either fly or the ability to read minds.
Yeah.
I thought that would be pretty cool. What about you, Cherami?
I think I would definitely pick reading minds. Although, if that means that someone can read my mind, then I don't know if I want that. Because I think I would get in trouble. I already tell everyone what they're getting for any holiday before they get it. So if I was just thinking it really loud and they knew, game over.
No question. Yes. Just yes.
What's your favorite celestial spirit or fairy tale?
Ooh, man.
So, this is really difficult because they're all my family. But I always say I love Loki. I love Aquarius. You guys have seen later on what happens in the show. Aquarius is really cool. I always say Virgo is super dependable because whenever I need her, she's always there. Sometimes I don't even have to ask for her. Cancer, I want it to be my favorite because that's my horoscope, but I have to want to get a haircut, so scissors near my face when I'm not ready, not cool. And Taurus is lovely, but also makes me a wee bit uncomfortable. And Gemini could just get me in trouble. They could start saying things that I was saying behind my back, and I don't know if I need that.
I mean, we Gemini are kind of troublemakers sometimes,
Yeah.
so...
Impish.
Yeah, right? Little impish.
A little impish.
Well, I personally, Loki's the hot one, right?
Yes, he is.
Oh, I just need a moment. Love Loki, and I actually do love Aquarius because she is full of attitude.
She's full of it.
Oh my gosh, full of attitude. So I have a small part in fairy tale, so I wanted to watch it from the beginning so I would know what the heck was going on.
Sure.
But of course, I got actually sucked into the show because it's so great. It's so awesome.
So many episodes.
Who do you ship?
Ooh.
Well, I ship a lot of people.
Okay.
I wanted to ship Happy and Carla. But I know that Carla's voice actor Jade really loves Panther Lily. But I don't know anybody who doesn't love Panther Lily, so I think Panther Lily should just be there so that we can all love him. I mean, I gotta say that I ship Nalu. I don't know how Lucy feels about Natsu, but Cherami ships Nalu. So it's only a matter of time.
Who do you ship?
I ship Gagiel and Levy.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they're like my ultimate ship in the entire show. And I also root for, what's Brina's character's name?
Gruvia is the ship.
Gruvia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Ray
yeah.
and Juvia.
Oh, that's it, Juvia. Okay. Totally ship those guys.
It's the best ship name, too.
I know.
Gruvia. You just want to dance.
Yeah. And I started to watch the show, and I started to really hope for, gosh, are Lucy and Natsu ever gonna stop, screaming at each other? But they never do. And I'll tell you one thing, I've known Cherami for
A
while now, and I immediately fell in love with Lucy's voice. I was like, oh my God, that is so not Cherami, but at the same time it is, because you're not as loud as Lucy.
Not as loud as Lucy.
So
I can be.
yeah.
You ask my family, I am. They always have to tell me volume control.
Is that true, Cherie?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
My mom's like, since she was a child.
Sorry, I'm hogging the mic. Okay.
Totally good.
Any other questions? Yes.
Ooh.
Me? Okay.
Yes.
If there was a show, because you've both been in a lot of shows, if there's a show either of you could be in that you haven't been in, but the other person has been in,
Ooh.
if that makes sense.
Man,
Tough.
that's tough. Before she said that the other person has been in, I was like, My Little Pony, My Little Pony. Oh, never mind.
You'll be good at that.
I would totally love to be in My Little Pony, but Lauren, you're not in My Little Pony, are you?
I'm not.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll make that happen just for you, Sharon.
Okay. I like Charlotte a lot. Attack on Titan would be really cool. I want to like scream and die. There's plenty of people that need to scream and die in that show.
There aren't enough.
I can do it.
I think you can do
Yeah.
it. I think you have it.
Let's
in
just
you.
talk to Mike.
Yeah, we'll talk to Mike. He's here, so we could kind of be like, hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, we've known each other for a while, right?
We can act it and you can dub us.
There you
Yes. Love it.
go. Oh, let's see. Well, I'm trying to remember all the shows that you've been in because we're in Sailor Moon together.
Here we are.
And we're also in Sword Art together. What are the other shows that you've done, Jeremy?
Fairy Tale.
Oh, Fairy Tales and Fairy Tales.
Black Butler. Were you in Black Butler?
No.
Soul Eater.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Ruby.
Okay.
Okay, I have my
Oh,
answer.
you have your answer.
I think Black Butler.
Yeah,
You know?
we all want to do that accent.
We all do. We all want to do that accent. I happen to love that it's a very gothic kind of anime.
Oh yeah.
That's totally up my alley, so I like that a lot. So definitely Black Butler.
Do the accent.
No, you don't want to insult
Not
anybody.
here.
It's you guys. You don't understand. We're asked to do a lot of accents, and every single time we have to do an accent for an audition or a role. I don't know about you, Cherami, but I'm always like super, like filled with super anxiety because I'm like, God, I don't want to offend anybody.
I block it out immediately after.
So they'll often tell us when they want us to do an accent, or they'll say, please do this audition in the vibe of this character, and they'll give you a YouTube clip or an MP3, and I'll listen to it, and I'll do as close of a match as I can without, hurting my voice or doing something crazy, and then I block it out. And then if I get the job, I'm like, oh God, I not block it out again. Can I hear my reference? Can I hear the video? What did I do? Thanks for hiring me, but was that me? So the whole accent thing is always terrifying.
It is.
Especially for Black Butler, I wanted to do a Cockney accent.
Yeah.
I wanted to do the sweet little Newsies boy. So I sang Consider Yourself in the audition.
Consider
Consider yourself
at home.
So I did that in the audition, and they were like, can you sound like a princess? And I was like, oh, princesses don't sound like boys. So then we ended up getting Lizzie, which was very fun. But, yeah.
Accents are a lot of fun. But no,
Scary.
I've tried to do your guys' accent, actually, which I'm not going to lie, I was so excited about. That's like one of the main things I was so excited about flying to New Zealand for. I was like, oh, those accents.
She got on the plane and she's like, get ready. All of the flight attendants are gonna have these accents. Just as we stepped over the threshold, he's like, can I help you, ma'am? And she was like, yes.
I was very happy. And then someone said that we have awesome accents, and we're just like, really?
You're too kind.
You're too kind, but we have boring accents. At least I think it's boring.
I think it's boring.
But anyway, so.
Another question.
Can you try the accent?
Yeah.
What accent?
The new accent?
Oh. See, that's all. That's all. Was that okay? Yay!
It didn't sound Australian, so it's fine.
Thank you. And I wanted to steer away from that because I know that whole thing. There is a very big difference. So, sorry.
Do you think Annie will ever come back in Attack on Titan, or do you think she'll stay in the crystal?
That's a sore subject because I have no idea. I know. So, like, I don't know if you guys pay attention to Facebook or anything, but apparently there's a new OVA coming out that's all about Annie.
Yep.
And I saw that and I flipped out. We were at the airport and I said, Cherami, have you seen this? And I showed it to her. I was so excited because we haven't seen Annie in like 3 years, something like that. And she's still in the, who has not seen Attack on Titan? Oh, okay. So most people, who has seen all of season 1 of Attack on Titan? Okay, if you haven't, I apologize for spoilers. but she's in a crystal right now. So she's like Sleeping Beauty, or no, Snow White. She's like Snow White right now, but no prince is gonna wake her up. Maybe she's her own prince. Or maybe a Titan will kiss her and wake her up. That'd be awkward.
I would want to be. I want to see a chase.
Yes.
But I am super hopeful that she will be back in season 3 because we didn't see her at all in season 2. She's talked about in season 2, but everybody always asks, like, is Annie coming back? And I have not read the manga, so no spoilers. I will kill you. But no, I'm hoping. I'm really hoping she comes back in season 3. And Mike has no idea either, as far as I know. So
Oh my goodness.
I know. So I hope so.
Yeah.
Just on the topic of when stuff's gonna come out.
Yeah.
Do you have any clue about that Black Butler movie?
Ooh, so actually it premiered, I came here, not here, I came to Brisbane in March of last year, and we were premiering the Sword Art Online movie, and Book of Atlantic was premiering the same weekend in the US. So I don't know why it's not here yet. It's a year later. Like, if I can get here in 12 and a half hours, can we bring some DVDs to you guys? Shouldn't be that hard. So I don't know when it's coming out, but I love that movie so much. We're so excited. I've been teased about that since I got the role of Lizzie. And when we watched that scene, I cried. And we were doing it through technology, so the director couldn't see me. And he was like, "Is she crying?" They're like, "Yeah, she's crying a lot." And he was like, "Is she good? Can she work?" I was like, "Sorry, I need a moment." He was like, "Get it together. We got some recording to do." I was like, "This is just so emotional. I've been waiting for this moment for her for so long." And so the first pass we did, he goes, "Awesome, less crying. We can't understand your words." So I hope you guys like it, because I was really sad, in a good way.
She's CL's betrothed, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I always say she loves things so much that, like, she would hug a bunny so closely that it might die. But it's all in love. She would never want to hurt anyone. She just loves things so deeply.
Now, was Grell her servant? No,
Grell was someone else's servant, right?
No, Monica's character is mine.
Gotcha. Yes. Okay. See, I'm catching up.
Yes, it's very fun.
Hi, Hanji. You look amazing. Of course. I'll take a picture of you for Jessica.
I was
She'll
gonna
love
say,
it.
your hair is so cute.
Mhm.
So
Cool. Obviously, we both love both of your work. Thank you. But I was just wondering, with those super emotional scenes, like whether you're crying or screaming, like how do you protect your voice? Like, what do you do to stop your voice cords from being stripped by displaying all of that emotion?
So she handed this to me because, as you guys can hear, I sound a little crazy right now. I'm very sensitive to weather, and as I've gotten older, like allergies, new places, depending on the area. We were in Auckland, it was very humid, and humidity and pollen just don't like me. But that being said, I was working on a video game, and so they usually stipulate in when they book you in the email or on the phone, if your agent wants to be old school. In the email it will say there's a moderate vocal stress, which usually means like we're gonna shred it. And so you just have to know when you're booked for that, don't book anything after. And I've been very lucky to work on a lot of games where they've said minimal to no. And so I'm like, okay, that's fine. But then I worked on this game that's at moderate vocal stress, and I'm working with a company that's fantastic. So they structure the session that we're doing slight minimal projection, then we'll do slightly projected, then we'll do a couple screaming lines or whisper lines, because whispering is actually harder on your voice than just talking normal. And then we'll do some reactions, but we usually don't do yelling reactions and whispering all together because it's just too much. So the very first time we did this session, we did all of these super cool reactions, and my character had to like die 10 different times by an axe and by a blunt object like a pipe, or by a bat, or an arrow, or fire, or a dumpster being tossed on her, or thrown off of a cliff. And they're like, do this 10 different ways, so make it sound differently, and then we're gonna do it if you're getting hit in different places. So we did about 200 reactions that first session, and I left and they said, I think we gotta call it. And I was like, no, I'm okay. It's not bad. And I couldn't make any more noises. So we had another session the next day, so I was terrified that I was gonna get fired because I couldn't talk. So I use a lot of essential oils like lemon and oregano, tea tree oil, frankincense, and I'll put essential oils on my throat. I'll do a lot of tea, I drink a lot of oranges. There's this fantastic cough syrup that comes from China. It's amazing, and it just coats your throat while I like to pair it with throat coat. So I drink a lot of tea, but the most important thing is to not talk. So you have to be absolutely silent for as long as possible to salvage it, and then you just pray to the voice acting gods that you get through your next session. So that doesn't hurt either.
What do you do?
I pretty much do the same thing. A lot of tea. Rest is very important. Whenever I'm done with a video game session, I will go home and try to not do anything for the rest of the day.
Yep.
I will rest as much as I can. I know with Attack on Titan, I did probably a lot more screaming in that than I usually do because with the Titans, with our characters in their Titan form, both Bryce and I did scream for those Titan yells and exclamations and all that. So that can be very exhausting and very hard on your vocal cords, so rest is very important. And I don't remember the official name of the thing from China, but we call it Hulk juice.
Yeah.
And that's because Fred Tatasciore used it, right?
Yeah.
Fred Tatasciore used it because he would have to scream a lot as the Hulk, and it would be very soothing for his throat afterwards. So I actually drink it when I'm sick as well, when I'm coughing a lot, because it's very soothing. But
You can only do 3 packs a day. Don't
So-
OD on that.
But it's interesting because if you put just hot water in it, you could just drink it straight, and it's like a tea.
Yeah.
So it's very good. But rest and tea and hot, like warm tea with honey, that helps me a lot. So.
Anything hot.
So hopefully that answers your question.
On top of that, just a real quick question, do you guys do vocal warm-ups before you get to the booth in order to make sure that you're not overstressing before you
Totally.
jump into it? Any examples of vocal warm-ups that you can share with the crowd?
For me personally, I'm awful because I don't do a lot of vocal warm-ups, whereas you should. I guess for me, I like to sing to warm up, not belt it out, but just get the vocal cords a little warmed up, especially if it's first thing in the morning. But what do you do, Cherami?
So the 2 basic warm-ups, if it's like an 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. session, I was working on an audiobook that Todd was actually directing, and we recorded for like 2 months from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. So I had to get up at 4 and then get to his place. So the 2 lazy warm-ups I do is you start at the lowest point, go as high as you possibly can, and it'll be different every time. And then the other one is rolling your tongue. And then if you really want to work on your articulation, if there's certain phrases you have to say, you over-enunciate them. Or you could do the red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Those are easy, lazy warm-ups. I had a high school theater director that would make us do Give Me the Gift of a Grip Top Sock, which is this horrible poem, and it gets more complicated as you go.
Or She Sells Seashells by the
Yeah, all of those are great. I also sing on the way, but I like to pick a playlist for each of my characters that gets me in their mindset, or some of the songs that are in the range of what I'm going to be doing. So if it's a lower voice character, I'm probably going to be singing Adele. If it's somebody that has to be very emotional, I'll probably sing Adele. So I get to the session, I'm like, hi guys, I'm so excited to be working here. What am I doing? They're like, are you okay? I'm so good.
Fine, I'm in character.
But yeah, I also like to sing Sarah Bareilles stuff a lot. There's one film that I was working on where the character was really angsty, so it was a lot of heavy metal. I did not scream that, but I did listen to it a lot.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Questions from the audience.
On the topic of tongue twisters, can you guys say one smart fella he felt smart?
What was it?
One smart fella he felt smart.
One smart fella, he felt smart. Yeah.
One smart fella, he felt smart.
One smart fella, he felt smart.
Nice.
And then, well, the trick to red leather, yellow leather is that you have to go faster and you have to switch them too. So red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, yellow leather, red leather, and do that.
The unique New York one is fun too. Have you done that one?
Unique New York, New York, unique, unique New York, New York, unique.
And unique New York, unique New York, you know you need unique New York.
I hate you.
I'm sorry. my high school theater teacher would make us do that. We would start rehearsal at 9 in the morning. He's like, okay guys, let's get going. When you're in high school, you're like, ugh, I don't want to be here. I mean, I guess most people are like, it's 9 a.m., I don't want to be here. I've become a morning person.
Have you guys heard of the, I'm not a pheasant plucker, I'm a pheasant plucker's son?
No.
Don't do that in front of a small company.
I will say, Cherami started rolling her tongue with, rolling your R's. One of my really good friends and also my roommate, she cannot do that.
A lot of people can't.
She can't do it, so she tries her darndest, because sometimes when we're, joking around, I'll do the kind of ridiculous little fake purr. She can't do it, so it comes out as
I love that.
And it is absolutely hilarious because I make fun of her every time. I'm a terrible person. Anyway.
I can't do it.
Yes.
So I understand you guys don't record with other voice actors at the same time, right? So you're recording all the lines separately. Do you guys all hang out afterwards?
Here.
Here we do. It really depends. We all have such busy schedules, so we don't get to really hang out after the session, but if our schedules permit it, sometimes we will text the other person and say, hey, let's hang out, it's been a while. For example,
I've been trying to give her a plush cat that a fan gave me for 2 years now?
No, it's not 2 years, maybe a year, not 2 years.
Okay.
Not 2 years, it's at least been a year.
I think it's almost a year and a half.
But because my schedule's so busy, and because Cherami's schedule's so busy, we don't get to really, but that's because it's a very LA thing to do. You have to admit that it's very LA to say, well, let's get lunch sometime, let's get together.
And you genuinely mean it.
You mean it, but then you get caught up in your own schedule and your own work. But I happen to, and I'm sure Cherami can back me up on this, we all love the people that we work with.
Absolutely.
And we're all friends and all of that. It's just our lives are so busy, we don't really get to see each other. The only time that the Sailor Moon cast gets to see, each other all at once is when we do a Sailor Moon event. Yeah. So, and that's pretty amazing. That's always fun. But yeah, what about you, Cherami?
Well, I will say each time we've done a Sailor Moon event, we have gotten increasingly more ill-behaved. We started out being like, we don't want to get in trouble, we're going to be the best Sailor Guardians we could possibly be. And now we're like in the back, we're like, oh my god, I haven't seen you in so long, I love your dress, you look so cute. And they're like, hey, on stage. Guys, on stage. We're like, oh, me? Yeah, all of you. Guys, come on. And then we get on stage and we're talking to each other on stage. We're like, they're saying, oh, look at this beautiful music box you could get. And we're like, where do we get it? Char, where is it in the vendor hall? She's like, what? Guys, I'll tell you later. And we're like, no, but now on the panel, the people want to know. We want to know. So we're just like, we've all become like a family and we get in trouble all the time because we talk too much. But yeah, on the video game that I worked on, I had a fantastic experience because they know it's a throat ripper, as they say. They wanted us to record with 2 actors so that we had somebody to play off of, which is so generous of them. It rarely happens. And that's been awesome because I've gotten to see this person that I never get to see and work with her and see what's going on in her life. And she had this amazing story from when she was in Vegas. And so we've gotten a lot closer getting to record together. The only time that I've ever gotten to record with more actors is for original animation. When they're like, hey, we're doing this thing for a Disney show or a Cartoon Network show. And we want you guys to be able to ad-lib with each other. So if a funny joke comes up, just say it. And so that's always really fun, although it kills a lot of time because we get distracted. But yeah, that's why I like doing a lot of on-camera stuff too, because I actually get to see the people every day. And not like when I see them in a session, go, hi, you're going in your box now. Okay.
Hi, bye.
Bye. It's so good to see you. How's your life? How's your cat? Okay, never mind, bye. I love you.
Have you noticed that when we see people in between sessions, like we'll ask each other questions that we know will be short answers?
Yeah.
Because we can't have a long conversation.
My
because
favorite is like, how was your session? Great. Yours? Awesome. Bye. See you later.
How's the life? How's the family? Cool. Awesome. And that's when we get yelled at when we take forever because the directors are like, it's your turn in the box
and
now.
Also, traffic is terrible. So everybody's usually like 1 to 5 minutes late. So we're like, bye.
We're already in trouble with mom or dad, depending on who it is.
I had an amazing day where I had 3 different sessions all over the city. And Kirk Thornton was in the other booth the entire day. So I saw him at Bang Zoom. I was like, Kirk, it's good to see you. He's like, yeah, see you later. So at the next session, he was at Studiopolis. I was like, Kirk, are you following me? And he's like, I am. And then we went to our last session, went like an hour and a half away from that studio. And he goes, are you following me? I was like, So we spent the whole day together from 10 to 7. And that's all we said is, are you following me? Yep, bye.
I love it. Yeah. That's awesome.
I'm a big fan of Tia Vallant, and I like to imagine that Happy teases Lucy all the time. Does that happen in real life?
Tia doesn't. Tia never teases me. Tia's so sweet and lovely, but Happy, there are times where Happy will say something to Lucy. Oh, sure.
There will be times Happy will say something to Lucy, and it hurts my heart just a little bit that somebody would say that to her. A couple of times he's like, have you put on some weight? I'm like, rude. She looks fantastic. She's wearing a tiny, tiny skirt. She's brave. But no, Tia's lovely. And I saw Tia and Jade at a fairy tale event in Dallas the other day, and the whole time we were like, I love your dress, I love your face, I love you so much, you guys are so lovely. And then we had Tayaka and Boba tea together. It was a great day.
Tia, I like to refer to Tia as a living, breathing Disney princess.
Or Princess Peach.
Or Princess Peach, yeah. No, whenever I've seen Fairy Tale, whenever I've heard some of the things that Happy says, I'm just like, oh my God.
I know, it's not Tia.
It's not Tia at all, because I love Happy, but God, he's so snarky.
Don't worry about it, Todd picks up the slack. Todd harasses me on the regular.
That's just how
in a nice way. He's like my brother, but he always will pick on me.
Awesome.
It's all right at the back. Go, Katie. All right.
Go, Katie.
Hi. I was just, that question you said before about not usually getting to like, what's the word, act with like other voice actors. How do you like match the intensity sometimes of if you're never really that close to each other? Like,
how do we match the intensity of what's going on in the scene?
Yeah, do you get to like watch over what they've done, or do they watch over what you've done? Or?
So sometimes, usually how it works, if it's an anime show, we will get to watch a preview of the line that we are going to say, and obviously we have to watch it as we're recording the line. Sometimes the director will say, well, let's do a little like prelay for you so you can see what's leading into your line or the dialogue or what's going on in the scene. And if the actor before us has come in and recorded already, then it's actually a lot easier for us to jump off of that. However, sometimes, I know in my case it happens a lot, I'm always the first one in to set the scene.
A lot.
And that's always a pain in the butt because you have to set the scene yourself and then other people will follow your lead. So it really depends. And then as for video games, again, sometimes the director will say, well, let's play him this person's line beforehand so you can hear the intensity or whatever. But if they don't, then you just have to trust the director. And if you're too intense, then the director will pull you back. I know plenty of directors that say, I would rather pull you back than try and pull you up, which means if for some reason we're talking really quietly, they would rather us be talking so loudly so they can have us quiet down a little bit as opposed to trying to make us be louder. For some reason, it's just easier to pull back as it is to, you know, so. What about you, Sharon? Do you have a response?
Yeah, I've been the first to record a couple of times. I actually got so excited the other day. I was singing, and I'm not a singer, I'm an actor who can sing if it's needed.
Sure.
But I'm not somebody that's like, hey guys, I'm gonna jump on the stage and sing for you. Singing actually makes me very nervous. So it's a song in Russian. They usually don't give us, sometimes they give us a scratch track, but this time they didn't give us a scratch track, so we just had to guess. We had the English lyrics and we listened to the Russian notes and like kind of put a song together. It was really scary. And I've worked for this company a lot and I'm usually the first one to lay down the song first. And this time, Cassandra Lee Morris and Christy Marie Cabanos had been in first, and I was like, there's English people already here. And they're like, yeah, you're the last one in. I was like, thank you. This was so nice. So that was very exciting. But yeah, usually you just, one of the scenes that we did for Sword Art Online that I was so happy with the way it turned out was the cabin scene with me and Bryce. Bryce and I had never met when we had recorded that scene. And I did not have his track in, and they actually didn't play my track because he was recording in another studio at the same time. So neither of us had a reference, and we just trusted our director, and he's like, a little bit less. You guys are like 2 inches from each other. And so it was all based on the direction of proximity. And then when we watched it, we were like, wow, it sounds like we are in the same room together. That is amazing. So yeah, you really just trust the director. And when you have a director, like we did for Sword Art, Alex Von David, who wrote it, who loves the show, you're really lucky. And there's a lot of great directors in anime that care about the project, which we're very lucky to work with. Because I've worked on some projects where the director's like, I don't care, do whatever you want. And you're kind of like, man, okay. So I've been really fortunate to work with a lot of awesome directors.